I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high or vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. They stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. For oft, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude, and then my heart with pleasure fills, and dances with the daffodils. The poet was walking alone, like a cloud floating over hills and valleys. Suddenly, he saw a large number of golden daffodils beside a lake and under the trees. They were moving and dancing in the wind. The daffodils seemed as countless as the stars shining in the Milky Way. They formed a long, endless line along the side of the lake. The poet saw thousands of flowers moving happily in the breeze. The waves of the lake were also dancing, but the daffodils looked happier and more beautiful. The poet felt joyful in their pleasant company. He kept looking at them, but at that time, he did not fully understand how valuable this beautiful scene would become for him. Later, whenever the poet lies alone on his bed, in a quiet or thoughtful mood, the image of the daffodils appears in his mind. This memory gives him great happiness, and his heart feels as if it is dancing with the daffodils.
Question number 1. Who wrote the poem Daffodils? William Wordsworth wrote the poem Daffodils. Question number 2. How was the poet wandering? The poet was wandering alone like a cloud. Question number 3. What did the poet suddenly see? He suddenly saw a large number of golden daffodils. Question number 4. Where were the daffodils growing? The daffodils were growing beside the lake and under the trees. Question number 5. What were the daffodils doing? They were fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Question number 6. What were the daffodils compared to? The daffodils were compared to the shining stars in the Milky Way. Question number 7. How many daffodils did the poet see? The poet saw thousands of daffodils at a glance. Question number 8. What was dancing beside the daffodils? The waves of the lake were dancing beside the daffodils. Question number 9. Why did the poet feel happy? The poet felt happy because he was in the cheerful company of the daffodils. Question number 10. What did the poet not understand at that time? He did not understand how valuable the memory of the daffodils would become for him. Question number 11. When does the poet remember the daffodils? He remembers them when he lies alone in a quiet or thoughtful mood. Question number 12. What is meant by the inward eye? The inward eye means the poet's imagination or memory. Question number 13. How does the memory of the daffodils affect the poet? It fills his heart with happiness. Question number 14. What is the main idea of the poem? The poem shows that the beauty of nature gives lasting happiness and comfort. Question number 15. Why are the daffodils important to the poet? They become a joyful memory that comforts him whenever he feels lonely or thoughtful.